long that I should have never used a girl rejecting me to be my fuel source. I should have never used, wanting to close every prospect that is closable as my fuel source. I should have never used material things as my fuel source. It's like I built the life I wanted, and I've now helped other people build the life they want, and I've not hurt anybody on the way. So fuck you telling me what I should or shouldn't have done. What have you done? Helped yourself? No. Helped anybody else? No. Hurting people? Yeah, you've actually screwed people over by you playing small. So
Mm.
the big shift for you is to realize that 99.9% of people are wrong. It's why 99.9% of people are poor and don't have the life they want.
Yeah. This is so big because I I thought this is an upside down call because I walked in thinking like, oh, we're gonna get to the root cause of why I have, care about other people's opinions and, work on letting go of that. But it was completely the opposite. Um, so thank you.
You're welcome, brother.
Yeah, now I'm actually like freaking excited because I wanted one of the things I like really want is uh like I've like my dream car is a G-Wagon, but I feel like I felt like a douchebag saying I wanted like a G-Wagon before all these like other things and the fact that it's material like oh it's probably not going to make me happy so I'm not going to go after it. But when I think about it, it gets me juiced up and I feel like yeah, I've totally been tearing my energy down by tearing myself down, saying like, don't go after that because it's not whatever moral.
Right. Yeah, you've got to allow yourself whatever you are allowing. There's no specifics. It's just the type of person that doesn't allow for themselves is always going to be restricted. When you just allow things, like allow your desires to be your desires, allow your emotions to be your emotions. What's interesting is you said you thought we were going to go through the process of things like letting go. Well, how do you let go of something? By allowing it. How do you let go of the emotion of shame? Not by trying to push away and let go of shame, by allowing yourself to be in shame, and then it dissipates. So we are actually doing letting go. It's just this is the process of letting go,
Yeah,
is actually to accept it and be okay with it and allow it and embrace it and then the the dissonance between it disappears. The part of you it's like, oh, should I should I be shameful for this? Should I not be shameful? That conflict disappears when you just accept it. You're like, oh, I did feel bad about wanting a G Wagon. And I was like telling myself I still want it, telling myself I shouldn't want it. Well, now you're like, yeah, I accept that that's something that a load of other people are going to say is wrong. And I accept the shame of how I'm supposed to be shamed and I move on.
shame me.
Yeah, yeah, you're just like whatever. And
Yeah,
this is what it means when we talk about to have self-esteem. Real self-esteem is not you've got this really strong ability to push things away. Self-esteem is you've got a really strong ability to just accept it and don't care either way. You're like, yeah, whatever.
yeah. It. I'm always thinking like, oh, this is just like a kind of like a sales call. Like I feel like just allowing myself to want these things. I also feel like a big block on my calls. Like I feel like when I'm watching my call reviews, I'm like, oh, why didn't I just go right there? It's because I didn't on the call, I didn't allow myself to go there because I'm
Right.
putting like rules and things on my and limitations on myself. So it's kind of cool with that how that dynamic works.
Yeah, and your tactical challenges on the sales call to allow yourself to ask a specific question come from a universal mindset, which is to not allow anything that isn't intuitively yours, and you only accept things that are coming from other people. What's interesting, and most salespeople just would never get this, you allowing yourself to want a G Wagon will instantly give you the ability to just ask the question that you're supposed to ask. And most people would be like, how are they connected? because not allowing yourself to have the, not wanting the G Wagon because you won't allow yourself to want it is the same root cause of why you're not allowing yourself to ask the direct question. It is all coming back to a mental model of I have to do what some arbitrary, spiritual, ethical, law abiding guru has said is right and wrong. It's like there isn't anybody that says that. Like God isn't saying to you, Jay, you're not going to go to heaven if you want that G Wagon. Like all God is telling you, or whatever you believe, is like just don't hurt anybody. Whatever you want is what you want. Just don't hurt anybody.
Hmm.
He's not like, well, you should want Jay to be a monk, and if you don't want to be a monk, then you're not going to heaven. Nah, you've like created this like universal idea of like what's gonna give you a pass at heaven's gate. G Wagon, nope, not acceptable. Wanting to stick it to my old friends, nope, not acceptable. Wanting to stick it to the girl that rejected you, nope, that's not acceptable. It's like,
It's
says
like some
who?
weird cult ideology.
Yeah. This is I forget what they actually call it. It's like it's not moral shining or like moral superiority. Maybe it's moral superiority, but it's something where it's like, I'm better than you because I wanted to do it for this reason and you wanted to do it for that reason. It's like, you haven't done it though. Whereas I did it for the wrong reason and at least I actually accomplished it. And in high ticket sales, accomplishing your financial goals has to go through serving people.
Yeah.
So that's fantastic.
If I wanted to do the thing that you said was right, I now have the money to do it.
Exactly.
It's like you couldn't, yeah.
Yeah, like, people that are like, you shouldn't be building XYZ business for money. You should be doing things for charity. And I'm like, how much money have you given to charity? Well, I haven't, but if I had the money, I would. It's like, but I've given hundreds of thousands to charity because I actually have the money to do it.
Mm,
The people that are the quickest to say, you're chasing the wrong money goals and we're better than you morally are the ones that have never put any money in charity or maybe a penny. It's like, well, show me a multiple 5 or 6 figure check that you've written for a charity.
mm,
So,
not gonna
all right,
happen.
brother. Anything else?
No, it's interesting the challenges that you said, I think like a couple weeks ago now, that I asked, what do you feel like is my biggest block? You said the old one was like the cool, like being cool and then reaching for higher financial targets, kind of killed two birds with one stone on this call. It's interesting how those intertwined, and I feel
Yeah,
super
they're
excited.
kind of two sides of the same coin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like before you probably were fitting in your old crowd, and then you decided that you were going to create like an image to fit in of like being the cool guy to continue to fit in or to be allowed to fit in more, or sometimes maybe you weren't allowed to fit in, so you created an image. So that was like swinging the pendulum this way, like to an over exaggerated extreme that was false. And then now you've swung the pendulum all the way to the other direction because that pendulum didn't work. And this pendulum is like, I'm going to be Jay, the spiritual warrior that does everything right. And you've just locked yourself in a prison of like, well, how do I want the things that I want? Because I've got to be this fucking angel in white that doesn't do anything immoral. And so you swung the pendulum this way to be like this whole caricature of being cool. And then now you've swung the pendulum all the way to like, I've got to be perfect. It's like, well, neither of those are true. What's true is, what does Jay want? I want a G Wagon. Go get one. Allow yourself to want the G Wagon. Allow yourself to ask the challenging questions to your prospects. Allow yourself to hang out with the people that you want to hang out with, and allow yourself to cut out the people you don't want to hang out with. Allow yourself to follow what's true to you. Trying to be cool to get some approval is not allowing. Trying to be perfect to get approval and, pass through heaven's gate is also not allowing. Allowing is just, you know what you want and go get it. How many deals have you already lost this week that you could have closed but didn't because you were out of state? I'm not a fan of sales hacks, but if there was one thing you could do before your next sales call to raise your closing percentage, it's using my patented pre-call checklist. Imagine taking just 60 seconds to read 5 to 7 personalized bullet points on a piece of paper, and as unbelievable as it may sound, puts you into the optimal state to access your highest sales skills on every call. That's the pre-call checklist. I'm going to show you how to create your own. All you need is a piece of paper and to go through the training that I'm going to give you. Thousands of salespeople have used this framework to close more deals, and you can have your own for free. No strings attached, in a matter of minutes. Click the link below this video, enter your email, and grab it right now.